I am so excited because we're launching the Young Nails Instant Studio Kit. Tracy Ryerson, Pro Nail Tech, is going to take you through all the things that you can do with this beautiful kit right now.
Okay guys, I get to do an unboxing. This is my first unboxing, which I'm pretty stoked about. We are going to unbox our new Instant Studio Kit. Super excited about this. This is kind of something we've created, something I've been using for a while with the fashion shows and the photo shoots that we do. This has the stuff that I use for those inside of it. It is jammed full of product. I can't wait to show you. Let's get started. Okay guys, this is one of the few boxes that I'm like, I don't want to mess it up. Like I usually just rip into things, but it's such a pretty box. Okay, so we're gonna open this, and first thing that I see is we got some cuticle nippers. We all need cuticle nippers. Those are good to have on hand, and there's a couple different things that you can use those for, and I will show you. We have our display stands. We have our tack. I'm gonna break all this down, so if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, that's okay. We're gonna go through each piece. We have our full covered almond tips. A handy dandy polish remover, 8 ounce. I'm gonna try to get this all in camera, but there's a lot of stuff. So if something goes off, I apologize. We have table towels, and inside the table towels you are going to find, I'm gonna just keep the table towels out since I have table towels down. You will find two 240 files, combos, buffer on the other side. One of my favorite files for natural nails, by the way. 4 orange wood sticks, and a handy dandy toenail clipper. You're probably thinking, what in the world do we need a toenail clipper for? I will show you. Okay. Let's keep going. We have our Young Nails polish base, polish top coat. Get 3 colors. And we picked these colors, and you know what? I'm not usually a pink fan, but I'm like, we have to have this pink in here. This is She's a Pistol, one of my favorite colors, believe it or not. Heaven Help Me. And of course, Look Don't Touch. You can't have a nail kit without having white and black inside of it. So that we have ourselves Funkadelic glitter. Give you a couple ideas on how to use that. Just a really beautiful iridescent with a purple sheen to it. We have some nail wipes, lint-free, 20 of those. We have our temporary tabs to apply them to the nail. Let's see, even still we're running out of space. Okay, and then we have 6 different art brushes. So these can be used for cleaning up, art, whatever you want to do. We'll show a couple different things today, or how I like to use them, so you get an idea. We started off with 1 art brush and it just kept on growing bigger and bigger. Now we have 6, so I hope you love them. That is it. That is everything in this box. Now the kit itself in the US is $50. You can see like there's way more product than $50 inside. I want to show you how to use it. Let's get started with that. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our display stands. These things have been a lifesaver. Believe it or not, I did the first 2 Fenty fashion shows without these, and then I found them in my life. Made everything so much easier. We're gonna grab the tack. Now the tack it goes a long way, so you don't need much. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab, just stretch some out, and we're gonna apply it to the stands. Okay, so we're just gonna roll. It doesn't take much. I like to make sure it's just completely on the little bar part. What I suggest you don't do is get a huge glob and have it like this, because when you put the tip on, when you hit the sides, when you're polishing, you're gonna be polishing this and it's all gonna be stuck to the tip. So I try to make sure it's just on that bar. So when I set my tip down, the tip is completely exposed all the way around. Okay, so we're gonna do that to all 10. And the pinky one, I tend to go very, very small on that one because the pink nail is tiny. Again, it doesn't take much, and this tack lasts a long time. Like, you can do several sets before you have to change out the tack. Let's just focus on the one right now. Normally you do all 10. Then we're gonna grab our full cover tips. We put the almond one in there because we find that that's pretty much the size that most people wear, is more of an active length. We do have like stilettos and coffins that you can get on the side, but it doesn't come in the kit. This is what comes in the kit. Now, your sizing is gonna go from right to left, largest to the medium size to the smallest. So largest to smallest. Okay, you also get a glue, which I'll show you about that and how to use that if you want to go more of a temporary permanent. Not sure what we'd call that, but more of a week wear, maybe 2 weeks wear versus just like 24 hours. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna size my fingers, and we're just gonna go through. And if you have a little Sharpie piece, sometimes these have just this little piece of plastic that sticks out. I just shape it, file it. Okay, and then I just want to put down, let's see if we can get a good shot of this. You want to put the tip down where you're not putting a ton of pressure to get it from side to side, right? You want to just put a nice amount, just slight pressure. You pretty much want it to fit from side to side as you put it down. That's a good fit. Now, let's say you're in a mid-range, right? Let's say if you do one tip and you're like, that's too big, and then you go to the next size down, and you're having to put a lot of pressure to get from one side to the other, what I recommend is go the bigger size, and then we're just gonna file the sides down a little bit. Custom make it for your finger. It shouldn't take much. If you're in between sizes, it shouldn't take much. And then you have the perfect fit. Okay, so good fit on the thumb. I know my sizes, so it's gonna go quicker for me. But you're just gonna, the first couple times, you're gonna have to go through them and just kind of size them out. The most popular sizes are gonna be these two right here. This is like your pointers and your middle fingers, typically. Okay, so that's that finger. And I like to go thumb over. It's just me, it's just my preference. You do you, whatever way you want to do it, you can do it. Okay, let's keep going. Again, I know my sizes, so we're gonna go a little quicker on this. And then pinky is, I believe this one, we'll just make sure. Yep, so pinky, and again, see how small the pinky is, so I like to make sure that that tack is right there. Once you've done all 10 that way, we're gonna take that file, that buffer, okay? If you're using the polish that's in the kit, we're just gonna lightly buff. Doesn't take a long time. We're just gonna lightly take the shine off of each one. Doesn't take much. Hardly any pressure, because we don't wanna knock it off the stand, which I did just a second ago. Okay, once we've done that, we're gonna take that polish remover that came in the kit, one of those lint-frees. Get some on there. And we're just gonna lightly cleanse, just to remove the dust. This kind of just is prepping the tip. Now, if I was doing my natural nails versus this, let's say you wanted to use this kit for your natural nails, it's the same thing. I would lightly buff, because I like to smooth my nail out, shape it. Now, this is where the toenail clipper comes in handy too, even if you're doing the tips. If your nails are too long, this is for clipping them back, right? Okay, and then I cleanse. And then I would do the polish on my natural nail. So exact same process. We have our base coat. Now, I like using the base coat. It's not totally necessary on these tips, but I just like giving the tips a little more thickness. That way they don't crack or break or anything like that. And I like how it grabs the polish. If it was your natural nails, you definitely want to use your base. So let's just put a thin coat, and I'm gonna show you guys. What I like to do is I pick it straight up and right to about that neck, and I'm gonna take the one side and I'm just gonna wipe it off. And what that does is it keeps a nice good amount on the opposite side so we can apply it. A lot of people, when they're doing polish, they like to wipe everything off and then they kind of skid mark across the nail. We want a nice smooth application. That way the polish goes on nice and smooth. So put a good amount on there. Just wipe that one side off and apply it. And usually when I get over here, there's enough on that brush to do both the pinky and the pointer. So after you've done all 10 fingers, you can go into your color. I'm gonna swatch these colors out. We might do a couple designs so you guys can see how easy it is to do a couple different things with these. We're gonna start with the black. This is Look, Don't Touch. I love the pigmentation of this color. It's insane. All of our colors have really good coverage. Okay, get that one on. Let's go Heaven Help Me next. And then let's go to She's a Pistol. Again, get a nice amount on the brush. Just wipe that one side. Now, it depends what I'm doing, if I do a second coat or not. So you know what? I'll do a little sugaring on that so you can see what the glitter looks like on all 3 colors. Let's go with our Funkadelic. Now you can use a little spoon. You can use a, if you have a cuticle pusher, you could use one of those. If it has a little scoop side. I did not prepare, I did not bring one, so I'm just doing what I would normally do anyway, which is just gonna pour it straight from the jar. Let's start with the black. I'm gonna do a nice wet coat, and then we're gonna kind of hold it down and just sprinkle it over the top. Okay, we'll let that set in. Let's go the white, same thing. Cover it with a nice wet coat. Sprinkle. I know you guys are thinking, why is she wasting so much? I know where to get more. Okay, and the pink. Okay, and same thing. Glitter over the top of it. Once we have it, I just tap the stand. Dust myself off a little bit. And then you have a sugaring effect. I'll show you what it also looks like top coated. I go back and forth on which way I like better, but I'll show you. So that's what it looks like sugared. And then I'll show you top coated in a second. Now for the other ones, we'll do a little nail art. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and coat it with a second coat. And then we'll go into our art in a second. Okay, so we have art brushes. Now, I'll tell you a couple things I like using these for. These 3, depending what I'm doing, but this one especially, if I'm doing it on a natural nail, polishing on my natural nail, I like to use this one. I take a little polish remover. You can put it in a little glass dampen dish or a little cup, or if you want. I just use the top. And this is what I use to clean up if I got any polish on the skin. So if you ever see like people and you're like, how do they get the cuticle area so perfect? Typically they're doing something like this. I like to let the polish set up, dry a little bit, because if it's really wet and you run polish remover back there, it's gonna spread. So let it set up. Don't get obsessive. Don't worry about it that you got it on the skin a little bit, because after it sets up a little bit, you can just come in and clean it up. Or you can also use your orange wood stick for it. Put a little polish remover on that. Depends what you got going on, and you can use that, okay? We have striper brushes in 3 different sizes. We have these paintbrushes. We'll stick with it. Paintbrushes in the 3 different sizes. It depends what you're doing. You can use the longer one. Let's do a little smoking out. Let's do some of that. So I'm gonna take the Look Don't Touch from the brush side, just kind of lift it up, coat the art brush really good, and then we're just gonna trail some lines. And these are not meant to be perfect, thank goodness, because I shake horribly, so it works for me on this design. Okay, I'm gonna let that set up just a little bit. These are one of my go-to like looks that I do a lot of, and for different shows. I use one of those. Let's use the medium size. We're gonna get a little polish remover on it. And then we're just gonna smudge out those lines to give it more of a marbled look. A little smoky marble. Now, that white's pretty set up. That's polish sets up so fast, which makes it wonderful. That way you're not ruining anything. But let's say you get a little aggressive and you're like, oh, I just took some white off. Just take my white and go back in. Touch it up. It's supposed to be imperfect. Perfectly imperfect, right? And then you can come back in, make some more defined lines. You can add some pink. This is your artwork. You do you. Let's add a little pink. So I'm going to take one of those lint frees, probably the one I used on the tips, and clean this brush off. And let's might as well add a little pink to it. Around it. What I like about the displays, it's so nice to be able to move it sideways. What you can't do with a customer's nails or your own nails, you can move it however you want. You could be sitting on the couch, drinking a glass of wine and doing a set of nails. And that's exactly what I do when I do for the fashion shows. Sit on the couch, get all the nails out, have a glass of wine. I find that I'm more creative that way. Okay, let's see what else. Let's do with this one. Let's do a little dry brushing technique. I'm gonna get a clean nail wipe. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. I'm gonna take the white, I'm gonna wipe a ton of the polish off. What I just told you not to do. But this is a dry brush technique, so it works for this. And then we're just gonna kind of splash it on there. Something really simple. If you have a little too much, you can always wipe your brush off here. But that was perfect. And then I think I'm gonna do the same thing with black. Put a little touch of black in there. And guys, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. You get to express your own style, your own way of doing things. That's what I love about the kit. We're gonna let those dry a little bit before we top coat. I'm gonna show you what these glitter nails look like top coated, because it totally changes the look. So remember what it looks like sugared. We're gonna take one of those brushes, dry it off, and we're just gonna get the excess glitter off. Again, the polish is dry, so we're not gonna ruin anything. Okay, and let's go ahead and top coat and show you what they look like top coated. Now we want a good amount on our brush again. I barely wiped it off because I'm doing a thumbnail, so I want a lot of product on there. Get some more. See how it totally changes it. Oh, I love it. Like if you're doing a galaxy nail or something, so cool. Okay, let's do the white. Again, just softens it up. Gives it a nice pretty sparkle. Be kind of cool for like a wedding or something like that. And the pink gives it kind of a cotton candy look. Okay, let's top coat these. Now personally with the glitter ones, when I top coat, I don't want to feel any bumps, and as it dries, it kind of, the glitter bumps kind of come back out. I just go all 10 fingers top coat, and I come back, do a second top coat, and then you're good to go. Okay guys, so I'm gonna let these dry, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna show you how to apply the tips. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you how to prep your natural nails, get them ready. I'm gonna show you how to apply it with glue, and then I'm gonna show you how to apply it with the temporary tabs. I did a set off camera with the dry brush technique, and then I did another set of the smoky, so you can see the final looks of both of them. I'm gonna show you how to apply them with the dry brush one though. So we're gonna get the glue out and our tabs out. We're gonna put them to a side because first we're gonna prep our natural nail. Now for the tabs, all I do is I take an orange wood stick or a cuticle pusher. I push back the cuticle area gently, doesn't take much, on all my nails. Okay. I'm gonna use that buffer side of the file. Had a little cuticle there, so I'm just gonna focus back there, clean that up, and then just lightly take the shine off, okay? So I'm gonna do that on all the fingers because most of the fingers I'm gonna use the tabs. Again, this is just a quick process. And then I'll show you on my ring finger how I prep for gluing the tip. Now that I like to use the flip side, the 240, and we're just gonna lightly go over that natural nail. Get around the cuticle. And that's how I prep for the glue. Okay, we're gonna take our lint-free, our polish remover. I'm gonna cleanse all the nails off. Okay, so we're gonna take our glue that comes in with the tips. We're gonna remove the top first thing. We're gonna pull this little white ring out, okay? That's what protects it from being punctured because you have to puncture the top. So once you remove that and you screw the top back on, it punctures the top so the glue can come out. Okay, now I like to use a lint-free or something and kind of get a feel for how the glue is gonna come out the first time I use it. I love this little tube glue because the minute you put pressure, the glue comes out. The minute you let go, it sucks it back in. So it doesn't continually flow and get everywhere. You just use the right amount, let go of it, don't put any more pressure, pulls it back in. Okay, so I got an idea of how. Let's see, we're gonna use this one. Just double check that that's the right finger, yep. Okay, before I glue it, I'm gonna show you the motion because once I glue it and I rock it on, we're done. We're not gonna re-show it. So I take the tip, we put the glue on, and there's two different ways to do that. I'll explain in a second, but we put the glue on and I take it to the cuticle area. I kind of tuck it to the cuticle and then I roll it on. So let's see if we can show that a little bit better. I take it to the tip and then I just put pressure and roll it down. Okay, so now we're gonna do the gluing. We're gonna take our glue. I like to apply it to the natural nail again. You can apply it to the tip if you like. I like to see where it's going. We're gonna apply it to the surface of that nail everywhere. Again, the minute you let go, no pressure, it stops coming out. We're gonna take it to the cuticle area and roll it down. I'm gonna hold it for about 10 seconds. It's kind of cold in the room. It just depends on the room temperature. Okay. We're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. And then I just like to kind of put a little pressure all the way around so it's nice and secure. This feels on. This is really nice and on. Okay, so that is how you glue. Let's move on. But look at that. I laid it on its side and no glue came out. I know that seems so stupid, but if you've ever had a glue mess or gotten glue on your table, it really sucks. Okay, so now we're gonna use the tabs. So you have 5 different packs of these in your kit, and each pack does 2 sets. So you have enough to do 10 sets in your kit, which is a lot. Okay, it has 2 pieces of plastic. We're gonna separate them. I can do it. And we're just gonna separate the one side that we're using. Okay. That exposes the top part. The top part is not sticky because it's coated with a little piece of plastic over the top to protect it. We're gonna grab our right size. We'll start with the thumb. This is a good size for me with the thumb, and you can kind of just measure by going over. This I already know is the good fit for my thumb. We're gonna pull that tab, and that exposes the sticky that's on the bottom. We're gonna take it, we're gonna put it fairly close to that cuticle, not on the cuticle, but as close as we can get it. Push it down with your fingers. Okay. Now you can pull the tab. Now this is where cuticle nippers are for any hangnails and anything, but I'll use these a lot to pull the tab. You can use your hands too, but I like using that. Okay, so now it's sticky on both sides. We're gonna grab our thumbnail. Make sure we don't have any tack in there. Put the tack back onto the nail stand. And we're gonna do the exact same thing we did with the glue. We're gonna start at the cuticle, kind of make sure it's straight. This gives you an opportunity to kind of like, am I making it crooked? Or is it on straight? It looks straight, and then we're gonna roll it down just like we did that glue. Like to put pressure all the way around, make sure it's nice and on. It's on. Okay, let's do all of our fingers. Let's get them done. Let's do our pinky, which is for me the smallest tab. Get our nails out. And you could tab like all your fingers. That's what's nice about the plastic being on there. So let's go ahead and do that. That's just a quicker way of doing it. This one's good for my middle. Push it down nice. This one's good for my pointer. Push it down. Okay, we have our sizing. Let's go ahead and take these. Again, you can use the nippers, or you can use your fingers, doesn't matter. Same thing, make sure that tack is not on the back side, and we're gonna roll it. Make sure it's straight, roll it down. You can kind of feel them grab. Same thing with the glue, you just kind of feel like, oh yeah, that's nice and on. I like to personally get my fingers kind of straight, relax them because my fingers are not straight on their own. So if I hold them straight and then I put it down and I put the tip on, the tip's gonna look crooked when I relax. So I kind of relax, set my hand down, and then we can go from there. Push down, nice and tight. Next one. And we are done. Okay guys, so I finished this hand, then I finished this hand. Didn't show you, but you got the techniques. This way you can see what they look like all together. I hope you enjoyed this kit. Now, you may be wondering, what's the difference between the tabs and the glue. Which one am I gonna wear? If you wanna wear your nails for a week or longer, you're gonna glue. If you want to wear them for a special night out, maybe 24 hours, you're gonna use the tabs. The tabs is what we use on photo shoots and at the fashion shows because we can switch the nails in and out without doing any damage. We'll definitely do some more videos on design, removal, all that, but this kind of gives you the bulk information. We're super excited about it. I hope you really love it. It's on sale now, but we also are going to be having Memorial Day sale coming soon. Not sure when this video is launching, but it will be on a discount, a sale then. So I hope you enjoy. Please tag us in the nail designs you do. We want to check them out. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for watching our nail videos. To check out more, head right over here, and to subscribe to our channel, click right over here.